Impact Missions, where innovation and purpose meet. Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast Impact Missions. In today's episode, I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Yasemin Tahris, a co-founder and Chief Experience Officer of Flowit, a Swiss executive AI tool that translates employee signals and KPIs into clear and confident leadership decisions. I'm very much looking forward to talking about that. But beyond that, you are an organizational psychologist from training with bachelor and master's degree from the University of Applied Sciences in Switzerland and also PhD at the Middlesex University in London. You have a vast experience from social enterprises and organizational psychology, from working as a health professional at nursing centers in Zurich, aptitude diagnostician and coach, followed by 8 years of professional experience at Arctic as an HR personal development manager. And then you have, of course, co-founded Flowit, the core of our podcast. And you are a permanent lecturer at the Calidus Higher Technical University in Zurich and number of universities in Switzerland, one of them University of St. Gallen, my alma mater in Switzerland. So I'm very happy to talk about everything with you today. So thanks a lot for having us, for taking the time in your busy schedule and having us in your offices, because as you see, this is again a different studio. This time Flowit offices in Hartbrücke. So thanks a lot for having us. You have just told me the offices are quite new. You are still setting up here. Yes.
Yeah, quite new, 6 months already.
Yes.
We are still setting up something.
Yeah, but it's good. It's part of the flow.
Part of the flow, right?
Yes. Always continuous growth.
Yeah.
And you have been to holidays recently, right? So how are you setting up back to the work tempo? How is it going?
Yeah, I mean, the first days are always pretty fast. There is a lot to do in the first week after vacation, but I enjoy it actually, and a lot of amazing projects ahead of us. Good teamwork, and yeah, it's okay to be back. It's good to be back.
That's always like that. I feel like before holidays, I say I cannot take holidays. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But then when I'm there, I kind of switch off. And then I'm even more excited to work on the projects and tackle everything that's ahead of us. And one of them, and I'm looking forward to talk about that. But before that, I always like to understand the journey of my guests, and your journey is very impactful and very interesting, so that's why I'm also happy to have you. And it all started working at nursing centers in Switzerland from very early on. So can you tell us, why have you decided to work at nursing centers actually? What was the motivation to take such a quite difficult job so early on?
I was quite young. I was 17 years old actually when I started my career in the nursing home, in this old people's home. And I always loved to work very close with humans. So the human was always at the center of my interest, and just to be there for people in very difficult life situations was somehow a very inspirational work for me.
Yes.
And I think it was really this human contact and to be very close with humans in different life situations.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the inner motivation for me.
Yeah.
And to be honest, a lot of other people were telling me these days, no, I'm not a nurse, you don't want to be a nurse, go and work in an insurance, your marks, your grades in school are great, why are you not working in a bank or insurance instead, or doing another high school degree. And I was actually very motivated to go this way.
Yeah. And it's kind of, because sometimes the perceptions of kind of what is the good job are kind of old-fashioned, right? My mom also thought, it would be good if you were a lawyer, and I always wanted to do international relations and travel. And I think that we are all happy now. It's kind of, you have to persevere pushing your vision and idea, or you cannot limit yourself to what the society expects of you.
Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes you just have to to be a little bit brave and go your own way, right? And it was definitely the right way for me.
Yeah. Because I believe that it has taught you a lot of skills, right? Even for later and for your later steps in your career.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people dying in front of me, and I was in a very early age. We're very confronted with people with illnesses, with a very stressful environment. We had always less people, too many patients to take care on. So it was it was really a good life education for me, professional wise, and also for my personality. And that's in a very early stage of my life. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And why do you think is there, because palliative care is still kind of a difficult topic, maybe because of the topic that you deal with, but there are still a lot of issues with palliative care in Switzerland, maybe in Europe. Can you still think back, what are the biggest issues, and maybe if there were some ways how to improve that? Or
I think I'm not that close anymore, so a lot of things have improved. I mean, it's almost 20 years ago, right? I'm getting older as well.
But wiser.
I mean, the work environment was very stressful. We had always less nurses. The salary is it's okay, but not I mean, you earn much more for other jobs who are less stressful with less responsibilities, and I know a lot of different jobs right now. And it's like you're always under pressure, and the appreciation is not that high. Right? It's like you're just like part of this environment, and hospitals are still very top down. So you have kind of not enough room to move. That's also important, because you have to work with in an environment where safety is very important. So this top down approach, you couldn't think it the way in all the situations. But on the other hand, there are definitely things that we can do better in this environment. I mean, it's still very rigid somehow. And it's still very political. And sometimes we need time for a lot of paper stuff and not for the patients anymore.
Which is like, it already reminds me of many things, because there's the same discussion very often why teachers are not paid more, because these are such important jobs.
Yeah, it's a very important job, right?
And very stressful, and yet they are not paid as much as many other jobs, right? That are sometimes seen, like, could be seen less important, and still people earn much more. And secondly, this like internal politics is very often what people complain about, right? In many different jobs. And it's kind of like how to change it, but maybe one way is to study organizational psychology, what you have done, and to try to improve the system, like the system from within. And so was that then the motivation for you also to go into the studies of bachelor, master's, PhD that probably motivated you? And then, so you then went on to study organizational psychology in Switzerland and in the UK. And you have also studied human-computer interaction very early on, which I find very interesting and exciting. But can you tell us about the focus of your studies and of also your PhD focus also? That's very interesting.
So it was always the human in the workplace. So how is the behavior? How do we experience our work world? And how can we create human-centered working spaces? So it's not always about job satisfaction, right? And happiness. It's going really deeper. It's about empowerment. It's about how to create just human-centered and healthy workspaces. And conditions. And that was the same story there. I was like, I did my maturity. And then I decided to study work and organizational psychology. And these days it was a very unpopular topic. Nobody knows something about. They were like, "What are you doing? A psychologist in the working environment, so you can do something with this job, go and study medicine," and said. What's your plan? again to do with this study. And I was like, no, I think it's very important because of my time in the hospital to work closer with organizations to create more people-centered workplaces and to understand better what is really a human-centered workplace.
Yes.
And then I started to do my bachelor degree. And at the beginning I was like, I just do a bachelor degree and I have to go back to work then because I love to create something and I have to work practically. It's really important for me. But then it was so interesting. I loved psychology.
Digging deeper
and deeper. Still doing so.
Always learning.
Always learning, and it was so fascinating. I loved university, the whole environment, and I really indeed enjoyed this time to sit in these lectures and learn, and just have the space to learn. So it was such a good time for me, and I learned a lot how to create even better workplaces. And during my studies, I came in contact because in psychology you have a lot of statistical work and data science is a big part of the study at the university. And through statistics, I went deeper into data science. And data science is closely related to AI, right? So that was my way into this world. And I was very fascinated to create something with data. And not just out of gut feeling.
But really
science-based, right? And that was my first human-computer interaction story with data science and then AI.
From very early on. And then the focus of your PhD was also like having, because you have done also field work, right, in the UK, so you were going to enterprises or you were trying to understand how they work. And what have you seen there as the biggest like dissatisfaction point for people, and is that transfer, like, do you see it now here also in Switzerland, or is
so there are big similarities around the DACH region. And UK is quite different from Switzerland, sure, in some points. But we are humans, right? And some topics are still similar in different environments, even in different countries. My research was about job insecurity. So it was about,
very topical even now.
Very, very hot topic nowadays again. So it was about letting people go and still having a healthy culture in the company. It was about job reduction and what it makes to the people in the company and what it makes to the company at all. As a whole company. So my research was about helping people and the company as well, the organization as a whole place, to not fall into a hole when it comes to economically difficult situations. So it was a very interesting field of research, and it was always applied science. So I always worked with theorists. They're already here, and with groundwork, research and adapted it to the organization. So I always worked in the applied science world,
which
psychology.
Which and even for me, for example, when I was doing my PhD, I always liked the contact with the industry, doing field work, and that's why I ultimately went to industry, because I wanted to see the implications of my work. But then, because this insecurity, that's a very important discussion as well right now, right? And it's always coming back, right? So these are very applicable results. And do you think that in that sense, maybe the companies are learning, because this is not only a question of organizational psychology, but well-being of people and individual well-being as well, right? So do you think that is this improving? Is this like communication better in a sense, or
nowadays it's even worse. So it was for some years it was a little bit better, and there was an awareness of the topic. And nowadays I see a lot of stress, insecurity in the market again. And always when people are stressed and the insecurity is growing again, then you see like quite the opposite,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
So they're under pressure, and under pressure we behave a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then we have to be even more aware about these topics. And it's not just, it's about a healthy society, it's about the healthy companies and the healthy individual part, right? There are different levels. I was always on the organizational level with my research, and now I'm doing a therapy degree, and that's on the individual level. So
which is great to merge.
To merge again. But these days, it was how can we help the organizations to still be resilient in these days? There is a lot about leadership around this leadership topic, because the leaders are also experiencing insecureness. They are also under pressure, and then you have help them to be resilient, to help their teams again. So there was always an interaction between the individual level, team level, and the organizational level, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, what is an organization?
Yeah.
What is an organization? I mean, it's a human construct, right?
Yes. Because
economy, it's a human construct.
Yes.
And we can discuss this topic, but it's nothing else than human-made organizations. The society.
At the end, it's a cluster
of human beings, right?
Yeah.
And we are creating products for humans.
Yeah.
We have to understand humans, our clients, our employees as well. The organization is a living system, a culture out of different humans, individualities. So it's very important to understand the human behind it and how to create a world there that human can grow and you can move forward as a whole organization as well. Yeah.
Because at the end, I feel very often in corporate environment, like the human identity is being lost for the goals of the organization. But I think that we shouldn't forget that ultimately it's about the happiness of the people. And even especially now, for example, and I think the insecurity now is coming from AI, right? And uncertainties around that. And exactly like AI at the end should serve the people and try to deliver good for the people and not the other way around. And I think that what we are seeing now is like getting a little bit out of the hand, and again for like doing the technology for the technology and not thinking how can it bring good to the people themselves.
Yeah, that's a big But I have a question mark about happiness as a psychologist, because happiness is for me not always the ultimate goal. And now I think it's more about empowerment. That the people feel seen. They think they can give something with their skill to the organization, and we appreciate them as they are. In different individuals with different skills. And of course we have to do something together, and always if we work in groups we have some rules together, right? And we have some rules to follow. So you can't just create your own whatever. You always have to be considerate as well. That's very important to underline as well. But at the same time, an organization is so innovative when you give individuals the space to grow, to be themselves. And I believe in growing people. I believe in empowerment, and I think empowerment makes happy, resilient. And I think happiness as a word is just too superficial, right? Happiness is empty. Happiness is so empty for me as a psychologist. I think it goes even deeper to give meaning, to give value, and to give empowerment. And there is nothing more important than empowerment and growing. Give people kind of value.
Exactly. Feeling of a value that they are valuable for the society and bring something to them within society, in the small thing. Little bit the introduction of my podcast. How can we create impact in our daily life? No, but I love this. And it reminds me really of this kind of, now on social media, everyone is chasing happiness. But in a sense, or like also in Zurich, right? You see very often very wealthy people who kind of can have everything and are still unhappy. And I think this is really coming from the fact that they are not fulfilled in their lives, and And actually people who are striving, kind of hustling for things, maybe ultimately they are happier because they see that they have achieved something rather than just this plain happiness that where you are just getting inputs, but it doesn't mean anything on a deeper level. Like this is how I see it.
Very, very interesting book about this at the moment. Yeah, it's like about the dopamine nation is the title of the book.
Okay.
And it's about how our addiction of always searching pleasure is making us even unhappy, because our brain is always searching the balance between happiness and stressful times.
Yes.
Times. So I don't want to be unhappy. I'm very happy. Yeah. I'm a very happy and thankful person. I love my life and I'm deeply happy.
Yes.
But my life is not always good, and I don't stand up every day and think like, oh,
another great day.
Another great day. Let's do some whatever. Drink tea. Sometimes I feel stressed, and sometimes it's a lot. But when I have an overview of my life has a lot of value in it. And I and it's really there is really a deep happiness. And I think just talk about happiness or job satisfaction. I mean, I love dissatisfied people in the organization
because they can
bring something on the table, and they are improving our organization because they want to achieve more. They want to do things differently. So if you don't have dissatisfied people who are constructively critic in your organization is not innovative at all.
Enough, or at all.
So for me, it's like always going a little bit deeper, and there is always not just happiness or satisfaction. It's more,
And exactly, I feel that you enjoy the moments like of happiness or free time more if you know that you have achieved something before.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of also like I'm from Central Europe, right? And there you had to really like struggle to be happy. And if you were just happy, you would feel kind of guilty that you were not doing enough. Like, you cannot just enjoy, like you have to struggle and hustle to then feel a little bit of happiness and then struggle again, right? That's kind of the Eastern Central Europe mentality. So, and I feel that also like you enjoy these moments more, you appreciate them more if you know that you have earned them rather than that they were gifted to you. Right?
There is research around this topic as well, and I think it's always a balance. You know,
exactly.
If you're enough rest time is also very important. It's very important to have space in the nature to give you time to rest. That's also part of a happy, resilient life, right? But if you're always having time for yourself and just this space, it's maybe not the healthiest and the happiest moment in your life, right? It's always a balance between the worlds.
Between multiple
things. And I have times where I'm influenced as well. I'm always having too many goals in the air, right? And then I have to calm down, take a vacation. Somewhere in the nature,
and then restart again.
Absolutely.
No, but then for the listeners, that's already a little bit of a thing. Okay, like how to balance my life. Amazing. I love this discussion, and I feel it also a little bit relates to your role as an HR manager in AdTech, because then I feel an HR manager is a very misunderstood role, unfortunately, and I would like to unpack that a little bit because ultimately, I feel that many people or mainstream people think, okay, this is about just hiring, firing, but you can have a massive impact on an organization through your decisions, and ultimately it is again striving for the happiness of the people in the workplace, right? But can you tell me more, like when you were an HR manager, what like you have observed, and if you have observed some of these misperceptions of the role itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I work a lot with HR leaders nowadays as well. So I mean, it should be a strategic role. But it's more accepted as a service system for administration work, and somehow people are not talking in a very good way about the HR departments often. But I think that's such a pity. And maybe we can change here something when we talk about data as well. When it comes to board meetings or C-level meetings in organizations, you always experience that marketing leaders are coming in and they talk about numbers
Yes.
and what they gained and where are the conversions and the salespeople as well. And then HR is there and they are often just talking about gut feelings. They have this gut feeling because of that administration part. And I think it's very important to position us as HR experts more as on a strategic level. So if we don't, that we argument with numbers. You know, for example, there is a drop in sales. But I can see in the data that is related to leadership topics, and we need a budget to work on these leadership topics in the future to have even better results. Or I can see their micromanagement, or I can see their that you can show their correlations at the data point level, and then you can help the people as well. So you're on the people side, but working on the goals of the organization in a different way. So because I'm an entrepreneur as well, right? And you always have to have the big picture in mind of the work, and then it helps. I mean, if you have a healthy organization, you have healthy employees, and you have a healthy workplace, so you have to have the whole picture in your head. And I think that sometimes I experience that HR managers are still argumenting out of gut feelings, and I think that's not the way to go on an executive level, right? And then you are really positioning yourself as a strategic partner who knows exactly where to do something to get to come to better results.
Again, it's about empowering the HR managers with data. And do you think that AI can help with that?
Of course.
Of course.
It can. No, really, I'm not always positive about AI in every aspect. I can be also a critical person
which is
when
important.
It comes to AI.
I
see the risks and I see a lot of opportunities as well. So that's why I work with AI and I'm so fascinated. So of course, because you can use AI to connect the data points, to gathering the data on the right place in the right way. AI can speak different languages. So if you work with blue-collar people in your organization, you can reach a lot of people in different languages. Gathering the right data about the organization, they have an impact. You can listen to them in a different way. And on the same level, we have very impactful dashboards. And there you can show the people side of the organization, because often the hard KPIs are connected to people topics.
Even though managers do not see it, leadership doesn't see it.
Society topics, but also, of course, you can't influence everything, right? But I see a lot of topics that are people related behind the scene.
That relate actually
underneath the wall.
People.
You just see, the top of the iceberg, right? And there is something under the water as well. And if you can show it with your data, and AI can do it. AI can gather the data, bring it to dashboards, make these things visible, and then you can work even deeper in your organization with these topics.
And it also helps you maybe translate the data or like understand the data better, right?
Absolutely.
Because there is so much data points that you just need to funnel through them and connect the dots, and it can help you. And was this then one of the motivations for founding Flowit in the 2020, or like what was really the journey? I always try to understand the journey.
Right? I sometimes understand my own journey. I don't have difficulties to understand my own journey. I see the point. I worked in a non-profit organization when I founded Flowit. I just finished my PhD around this topic. I was a fresh. I had these two girls came into my life. My two girls. I was a mother for the first time. And then my husband has a family company already in the real estate sector. And then he asked me to create something for his family business. He has blue-collar people there. And he's like, you're a psychologist. You you can work around this topic. Is my company is growing very fast. Please help me to reach the people in a better way. And I was like, yeah, we can do something with AI. Because AI can speak their language. We can reach them better with better created reviews, for example. These manual reviews, we skipped them and did a different way.
We do it differently,
way on feedback gathering and with these people data. And that was the beginning of Flowit. And I never was like, oh, I'm doing a startup now. I was very happy in this non-profit space. And the company was doing a great job and it was very valuable. And I also love to work as a lecturer at the university. And
which you still do.
So which I still do. So it was more a practical solution for really a pain point in an organization, an existing problem. And then many people, many other organizations ask us, can we use this tool as well? And we grew very fast, actually. So that was the beginning of Flowit.
But honestly, I feel this is the best when kind of like there is a demand approach, because I never thought that I would launch my own company. I was always like, my dreams were to work for EU, for international organizations. But then I finished my PhD and then I was approached by a couple of people on LinkedIn actually. Kind of, can you do this for us and this for us, and maybe you can do company, it will be the best. And so it came really, I said, you know what, I'm 31, I have nothing to lose, let's go for it. And now 5 years later.
So now you have your own podcast and everything, and I just love it.
But you never know. And this is again this kind of field work that we have talked about before, right? You need to have a connection with the industry, with the practice, and really solve real problems on the ground rather than kind of high level coming up with what might be relevant. So you really develop something relevant, and then you have said you have grown very fast, and that's always because I'm also partially working with startups as an angel investor, and the scale up is the biggest problem in Europe in general, in many sectors too. You have a great idea how to make it long term, how to manage the growth to make it still effective, efficient, or that it survives. So how are you dealing with that?
Sometimes better, sometimes worse. So it's like I'm just learning every day. I'm just learning, and I think every organization is still different. And we are learning every day. We did some mistakes, for sure. We did some things very good, and some decisions were perfect, others not.
But this is reality,
we are still growing, and we are on a very good path right now. We have we have good numbers as well when it comes to KPIs. And but it's always work. Never ends. Work with people, bring the vision on point again. Working on the product market fit never ends nowadays as well. You always have to be very close
to the market, to the clients.
To the clients, like I told you yesterday. I was with the clients the whole afternoon to really understand these clients and the needs.
Client relationship.
Go back to research, work with your team. So it's really a people's job, and it's a lot of psychological work to do as well. I love this entrepreneurial life, and I won't change it in the future as well. It's great to have all these growth opportunities in my life. It's like a stair, right? It's like a stair. And you have like a flat time.
Plateau, and you think that
up next.
I have seen these curves exactly. In any journey, it's kind of you're growing fast, and then it somehow stalls, and then many people give up because they don't think, I'm not progressing. But this is part of the curve.
It's part of the game.
And then you actually learn there as well, and you grow again. And so you have to sustain that part and power through. If you don't overcome it and
then the next step is
the next stage is coming. And so now, how many clients do you already have, and who are your typical clients?
We have clients like university hospitals. We have Decathlon is a client of us. We have different areas, around 150 corporate clients. So banks, insurances as well.
Very big,
part of our client base. We are really working with a lot of clients. We have around 60,000 users on our system every day.
Very good.
So 60,000 users who are using
Yes,
our
daily
tool every day. So not some much more. So we are quite in the market right now, in a growing time.
Yes.
With different. We have construction companies.
Yes.
But all the companies have high-skilled blue-collar workers in there, even the banks.
Of course.
The front, right?
Yes.
And it's always the topic to understand these people better and to give them the space to grow.
Yes. And exactly this was my next question. So what is really the tool? What do you, like, how is it implemented? Like, what is your USP? What do you do? Like, how do employees use your tool?
I always give 2 examples.
Very good.
Because it's very easy to understand this.
Through examples.
Maybe you know this pulse service, right?
Yes.
You have this crossing list, and you have this reports, and we rethinked, for example, this pulse service. The pulse service are more like agent-based interactions in different languages.
Yes.
And they ask psychological topics. They ask how happy are you with your leadership team, but in a different way, in a deeper way, right? As I described before, not just about happiness, more about what kind of job satisfaction is there. Are you dissatisfied but still working on the goals? And we are gathering qualitative data in 130 different languages. So qualitative data means text data.
Yes.
And we are also gathering quantitative data on the other hand. So both. And then we are connecting these data points in real time into dashboards. And the leaders see the topics, the people topics live. And that was one of the biggest innovations in this pulse survey area. And on the dashboards we have coaches. AI coaches immediately. So if you see there, for example, my team thinks I'm a micromanager, then most of the time the leadership team is like, no, I'm not, and they are very reactive about this
topic. Yes, they don't want to admit.
And then there is a coach who helps them what is meant with micromanagement. What is meant with we are not getting the right feedback in my team. And the coach helps the leaders to get better at this point.
Yes.
Very interactive, live. So AI is there to gathering the right data, to bring it into dashboards, and then to coach and advise, but always data-based. And always
there's no gut feeling.
With reasoning, no gut feeling, and no hallucinations. always like connected to the data. And that's so important. So that is one example. One example. Another example are these annual reviews. I don't like them at all.
But the companies wanted.
The company wanted like this, and this performance reviews. And we rethink this approach a little bit. So the agents are helping the leaders to prepare these annual reviews in a proper way. They help them to ask the right questions, and then they still communicate human to human. And after the human to human meeting, the agents are helping them to write down the right things, to make development plans in the right way, to work with their skills. What is a skill? What is personality, right? And then everything out of that comes also into our
the dashboard.
So gathering the data in the right way. Connect the data points, coach.
So it's kind of, and it's both ways, right? Because it's kind of
both ways.
And the input is coming then from the employees, but kind of also the leadership is then putting the input from this thing. And then my question, so this is like a chat bot, or like, and the employees, like they can write to the chat bot anytime they want,
So we have some annual points as well with organizations, but they can write anytime if they want, and that's also a good thing.
That's the thing.
So you're gathering data all the time in real time. And they can talk with the agent. So they can talk, so we have a voice
messages as well.
As well. And now we are developing also agents who are connected to other KPIs in the organization, and then ask the right questions again on the front by
Yes.
themselves. So that's the next.
That will be the next step, even further step.
It's already the further step.
Very good.
So it is.
Yeah.
We launched it already, but it's always how to bring organizational psychology into
the front.
Into this work environment.
Yes. And how to improve then the well-being and the empowerment of the employees in real life.
And the organization overall.
Yes.
Of course, if you are empowering the individuals in your organization, you are an empowered organization.
And you definitely see good results from your clients, right? Otherwise you wouldn't be growing.
Yeah.
But other thing is we had a quick chat before, and there you mentioned something very important for me, which was that you see also very good impacts of that tool for individual mental health, right? And that people also use it with for their own issues, or concerns. Can you elaborate, or where do you see? Do you see it from the feedback of the employees when they use the tool, or?
Yeah, we see it from the feedback when they use the tool, and as I said, I'm just starting to do my degree in psychotherapy as well at the moment. And I see a lot of opportunities in this field as well when it comes to mental health and helping people, but always connected with risk, right, as well. And I think in this field, when it comes to individual health and to help people on this individual level, for me, a non-profit approach is very important.
Yes.
So not creating a tool that makes you addicted to it, like social media or something like this, to really try to help people and to stay with the topic in the center.
Yes.
But I see a lot, of course, out of my work in the organizational psychology area. I see a lot of opportunities in the clinical area as well.
In the clinical space,
now that I'm just starting to see this area a little bit more.
Yeah. And again, it comes back to what we have discussed at the beginning, that the AI tools should still have people in the center and their well-being, and not be misused as we see some oftentimes, right? So I love the fact that you keep it, you try to always take a step back and think, okay, but how can we bring it back to people so that the AI really helps the people? Okay, it's great if it brings profit to Flowit, if it brings profit to the clients, but at the end, it's about the people.
It's about the people. Also in my career, everything was about the people. I'm always fighting for that.
Yes.
Because I'm still believing in people who want to grow. I'm still believing in humans.
Yes.
and how they can grow and how we can develop as a society.
Yeah.
And I see so much potential, so many risks. I mean, I'm a mother of 2 girls as well. We don't want to create a future.
Yes.
We want to create a great and bright future for the next generation as well, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's for me a really it's always at the center of my work. Like in the non-profit organization where I worked, that was the reason that I studied psychology for sure. I was a nurse once. Now I'm doing my degree as psychotherapist. So I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm really connected with social entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And it's not always easy, and I don't say it's always the right way I give my best to stay connected with these values.
Yes.
But I'm still believing in a technology that serves humans,
that can
not
serve humans,
not the other way around. And I'm sometimes a little bit scared when I see some developments out there, and I see how social media is used.
And
I mean, as a mother and tech founder. I always send my girls into the nature.
Yes.
They have to interact with forces. I want them to learn empathy and all the human skills that they can't learn at school. And these skills are much more important for me than grades. I mean, they have to learn and they have to be resilient. That's an important skill as well. But I want to give them space to be humans and to grow in their own in their own way.
Yeah.
And I think nature gives us a lot of space and healthy space to grow.
Yeah, definitely.
So stay connected with this
With
very
the nature, with the
human
core.
nature core, and not lose yourself with just technology. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
And
it's fascinating, right? Because we are humans, so even like egoistically, we should have ourselves in the center, like to think about us.
And CEO is human, right? With pressure and with his story.
So then it's sometimes funny for me to see how we are giving up a lot of power and the wealth, our time, like just to the organizations or to tech, like for their own sakes, rather than keeping the humans in the center. And I love your touch on the nature, because of this week, just this week, is happening the 3 Climate Week. And of course there is a lot of discussion about nature, regenerative economies. Unfortunately, still, of course, what the sustainable space is fighting with is lacking finance, right? So to get finance to support all of these great startups that are coming up with nature solutions, nature-based solutions, they are trying to communicate, to connect this with KPIs, with economical data.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But at the end of the day, like nature is even a basis for, so that our system can function in the future.
Absolutely.
We need to support nature. Like there are like in terms of droughts, you need to have healthy environment to protect drought, to protect acidification, coastal protection. You need coral reefs, etc., etc. And it's kind of funny how we sometimes forget how important, like how nature is important as a base for everything else. And if we destroy the nature, then you're not gonna have anything, right? So it's always the same thing, like nature and humans, we are the core, and we oftentimes forget about it.
Yeah, it's really like stupid somehow, right? How we are acting. But we have our brains, we have our psychology.
Yes.
We are just humans. We can't be perfect. But we can try to do baby steps to reach the best that
the best we can.
But in the end we are humans, right? And we function in a way that we are function, and we have to accept it as well. So as I said, I still believe in that, and I still believe in a growing and developing human.
Yes.
And I want to see this side, right? And I try to ignore the other things to stay connected with my values all the time.
And very well said. Very well said. And you know what, I was also thinking, because then, like, as we have said, like the Flowit also helps the employees with their own mental health on the individual level. And I was thinking this should be also much more supported, because unfortunately now therapy is very costly, very expensive. Many people cannot afford it. And it's actually part of longevity as well, right? And well-being and health in general. And it should be a topic that is more discussed. And I was even thinking longevity as such, because it's a more topic, still focuses only on the much more on the physical health, like in all of the supplements, etc., rather than the mental health behind it, right? So again, like democratizing access to mental health and actually seeing it as part of longevity is also something that is not that much discussed, right?
No, it's not discussed, and it's for me, I have a lot of ideas around this topic.
Yes, as everyone, we
already had our conversations around this topic, right? Definitely. And it's always, for me, it's always about giving people who don't have the resources and they don't think about this topic at all.
Yes.
I mean, they don't have watches, they don't have supplements, they don't have the time to carry that much responsibility for their health every day. They just have to work, they have to gain money, they are just in the system, they have to deliver, right? And I see kind of the difference between the people and what their excess is, and there are a lot of opportunities
that we can
with technology as well that we can do, and I think we should take the responsibility, create something for people in the center. And as I said, when it comes to this topic, I really appreciate the non-profit approach, because you are working you are working in a mental health environment, and the topic should be in the focus. But that's exactly the reason that I do my degree now, because I want to went deeper into psychotherapy, and in the clinical area I want to learn more. Always, if I create something, I have to have the knowledge.
You have to know that there is something.
I have to. That's always important for me. Maybe research around it. Women are a little bit like this.
I don't understand.
But I have to have the knowledge now. And it's such an interesting and diverse area, and we can do a lot. And it's very important that we do it professionally, and not, like I said before, just say we make everyone happy, we take some pills, we have some watches, make sport every day and some yoga lecture. That's not what I mean.
Yes.
Really to go. I mean, sport is important.
Sport is important. But still,
nature is important. Healthy food is important for me as well.
Nothing
against it.
It's good, but to have it all.
To have a long life as well. Please, I love my life. But on the other hand, to make it a little bit more in a deeper and responsible way, not just to earn money.
Yeah, exactly.
To inject Botox, and on the other and on the other hand, try to eat healthy.
Yes, exactly.
And balance again.
Or this is kind of the discussion in the US that you drive by car to the gym, then you do the gym, and then drive by car back.
Nice yoga, trousers, you know what I mean? Always a balance between reality and for me, deepness, and try to be honest with your topic is what we do is very important. You're not always have the chance, and you're not always in the right way, but I see a lot of things and a lot of AI opportunities in this field as well.
And we are curious to follow your journey. But very good. And before we really conclude, there was one more topic that we have touched upon when we first met each other. And I always think of you since then, the question of the female leadership. Because every time I have had already 2 female founders on my podcast, every time there are female leaders, there is a discussion, how do you manage it as a female leader, mother, etc. And then I have purposefully not touched upon that topic with you so far, and I don't want to ask these questions. I just want to address the fact that we are female leaders, but we want to be remembered for the work that we do and for the achievements that we do, rather than to be played with this card, right? And when we met at the conference, right, that was exactly the question that kind of spurred the discussion. Can you just remind our listeners what sparked it?
There was a keynote. I had a keynote. I was on stage on this day with other founders.
Yes.
And every founder was introduced to the room, so it was about their earnings and what they reached so far in their career. And then I came to the stage, and the only topic was that I'm a mother. And how powerful it is that I have 2 children and I'm a mother, right? And an entrepreneur.
How do you manage?
What a power moment you are, and impressive. And I was kind of irritated on the stage as well. On the stage, I was like, why are you asking me these questions on the stage? I mean, ask me what I do, but please don't ask me about my children. It's not the topic here.
You're here because of
the other co-founder next to me, he was a man in the crypto finance area. And I said, he's having 4 children. Actually, I have 2. Maybe you have to ask this question.
Him,
not me, right?
Yes.
So, but that was kind of typical.
Yes.
So I'm often in this situation that people, I'm a mother. I love my children deeply, like a father maybe as well, right? It's also a role of my life. And at the same time, my husband is also an entrepreneur, and he never asked this question. Nobody asked him, how do you manage it? Oh, you're just such a power dad. That was never the topic.
Yes.
He's an entrepreneur for a long time now. So I think we have to come to this point where it doesn't matter at all, right?
Yeah.
You are just a founder.
Yeah. Exactly.
You are maybe a female, but it's not a topic anymore.
Yeah.
And I hope, but I think there is still some work to do.
There is,
especially in Switzerland, it's not in every country.
Yeah.
That
we are still more ahead than other areas, right?
Yeah.
But exactly, and we don't want to be judged by like our achievements and not the fact that
Absolutely.
you are a woman. You want to be and also valued the same no matter your gender, right?
No matter your gender, and I mean, the data shows it clearly. We have to do something here in the space.
Yes.
We don't have that many female entrepreneurs, especially in the tech field.
Yes.
I mean, when it comes to health tech, a little bit more. And I think there are still some things to do, but I hope it's not a big topic in the future anymore.
Right. Alright, and we can get past it, but that's it. So just for my listeners, I'm purposefully not talking about the topic anymore, and you know why, and Yasemin is the reason for it. But really, we are founders, we deliver daily stuff.
Maybe we just have to show female founders a little bit more and not making a topic out of it, but it's important that they are also on stages, right? They have also a voice.
They come to space. They are invited to
spaces. So make them visible.
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So they exist and they do a great job out there.
Show the achievement rather than talk about it.
Talk about their families. Right?
Yes, exactly.
And then we are on family can be a part of it, like with a man as well, right?
Yes, exactly. But then I hope that my podcast is maybe one of these channels to show great leaders in any space, right?
Yeah,
and if it is a woman, why not?
Any gender.
Very good. Amazing. Thanks. So we could talk forever, but I think the time has come for the rapid fire questions. My listeners already know. Some are more fun, some are a bit more pensive, but you're ready. Very good. So, sweet or salty snacks?
Sweet.
Very good. Hikes in the mountains or valleys and forests?
Valleys and forests.
Deeper. Jogging or gym?
Jogging.
Yes.
And gyms. But I go to gym.
Because you know you have to.
Because I have to.
Last book that you have read or you are reading? You have mentioned the great book before.
Dopamine Nation.
Yes.
Yeah, from.
I really need to note it down. That sounds great. Last podcast that you have listened to?
So now I'm a little bit embarrassed. I don't listen to podcasts.
No, not everyone has to listen to podcasts.
I read a lot of books. That's instead of
better, maybe better, you know. And what is the last impact startup or idea that caught your attention?
Some startups. There was a startup. I can't speak public about it right now, but it was around mental health and how to make it accessible to everyone.
Yeah. So that's good.
That's in the AI
space. Very good. No,
and I want to invest a little bit more into this direction.
Space. So we will pay attention closer to what you do. What has been your biggest mess up and how have you recovered from it?
Mess up with clients. In the beginning of my startup journey. For example, there was a client and they wanted to do their data gathering openly with the names of the employees. And they thought we are ready for it. And I thought, they are. They have such a secure and open space in their company, but it was not the reason and not the
good
point
idea
at all, and it was not a good idea. So I had to do a lot of consulting work there after it, and I learned a lot about psychological safety in this space.
Yes, so it's funny that it's great that your startup tackles organizational psychology, and while working on it, you are daily encountered with psychological problems, right? So it's kind of doing one.
Learning every day.
And from now on, no names. Very good. How do you define impact? What does impact mean to you?
For me, it's always to have an impact on people's life, on their growth, and how they can feel empowered.
Yes.
In their life.
As you said.
Something.
Very good, and hopefully partially also focus on this podcast really. And what is your prediction for 2050 and how will the world look like in 2050? What do you think?
Okay, I see a world where we interact a lot with machines, different levels.
Yes, yes.
I'm also, I see this neurotech area and different areas right now, diving deeper. And I hope I see a world where we are even better connected with nature. And I hope we are away from this industrialized thinking.
Yes.
And I see a world where people can grow, where people can be connected with the nature in a deeper way again.
Yes.
And where people can work with their skills and not in jobs anymore.
Yes, amazing. And let's hope that this really comes true because, and I see it happening. I see the trends towards nature and towards tech.
Yeah.
Maybe the more we go into tech, we need to search more the nature.
Absolutely.
And I do that.
I believe
that
people and humans are even more important in the future. Because it's our USP, right?
Yes.
The machine can work.
Yeah.
And we can be humans, create something, and create maybe even a better future for ourselves.
Better future. And on that note, let's end because this is a great vision for humanity. Thanks a lot, Yasemin, for this great discussion. It was impressive. I also love the fact that you have brought a bit more the social impact to this podcast because so far I have talked because of my background more about the environmental one and I think the social one is absolutely critical. So thanks a lot for bringing that. And I hope you have enjoyed this discussion as much as I have. If you have done, feel free to follow and subscribe. We are on all of your favorite channels. We are on YouTube, podcast, Instagram, Spotify. Feel free to share any comments on me or Yasemin if you have any questions. And yes, I look forward to having you tune in the next time. And until then, have a great day. Bye.
Bye.